y'all know this about me, but I love seeing leopards eat faces. It is one of my favorite things to see. Especially faces that knew they were gonna get eaten if they voted this way.
I've never been as worried as I am now.
You better be.
Whether or not my kids and grandkids will be able to carry on.
He said, Mr. Trump, I need to see the fruit of your love.
5 of my customers have committed. That's how serious that this is.
And what it costs for us to farm is astronomical now.
I farm with paid for equipment. All my tractors are 50 years old, and I can't hardly make this deal work. I think the tariffs are the ice cream on the cake of a perfect storm. After a horrible year last year where most farmers in Arkansas Delta lost money, this year's going to be worse.
Yeah, much worse.
In the spring. So my son will not be the second generation on our farm.
We're going to lose 25 or 30% of the farmers in this country if they don't do something. It has to be done, and it's not just here.
We told you guys. We told you this for months, years. The economy is dog shit. If you elect Donald Trump, it's going to fucking collapse, basically. But no, you didn't want that. And now your farms are gonna disappear. And farmers are fucking important as shit. Those motherfuckers give us food. Donald Trump don't give a fuck about that. Donald Trump's gonna eat. He's rich. Fuck you and me. Fuck us when it comes to eating. That's why he doesn't give a fuck. Donald Trump will never give a fuck. I think we're too fucking deep in this shit. I don't even know how to fix this. If it's even possible to be fixed, it's gonna take decades to get back to some kind of normality. Decades.
This is for the farmers from Nebraska and Texas. I don't know why you're mad. You are very angry right now. It's your fault. You're the ones who got rid of your farm workers. You allowed ICE to get them all, arrest them all. And now you got nobody to work in your land. And you thought because Trump said that Mexicans are robbing, stealing black people jobs, and you thought by getting rid of your workers, Hispanic workers, you thought the black people were going to come and work for you on your land? You're wrong. They're not coming to work in your land because the black people are educated. They are lawyers. They are judges. They're teachers. They're dentists. They're doctors. They're nurses, actors, business owners. They're not going to work in your land. So, and now I'm hearing that you are burning black people's farms. That's not okay either. That's pure evil. That's evil. Just because the black people that has farms, they don't depend on the government. You guys do. You depend on the government to work, to give you money for your land, for your farming. And the black people, they don't depend on the government. It's not okay to go and burn their land. Karma's gonna get you worse. You're already screwed. You're losing your lands, your farming. And now you doing this to another farmers, black people farmers, you're going to get it worse. That's envy. That's bad. And another thing, you're not going to have no black people working in your land. You can forget about that. Because this is 2025, not 1700.
Look like farmers are running out of cash, y'all. Under the crisis brought on by Trump. You know, some small farmers, They're on the brink of bankruptcy. Can't afford to run their farms. Well, they ain't got to worry. Because J.D. Vance is there, you had to buy up that fucking land. Because that's what they wanted from the beginning. That's my opinion. They wanted to boot some of the farmers out so they can buy that land. They wanted their land. It's a goddamn shame that the farmers didn't see it coming. Goddamn shame. Yeah, they didn't see it coming. If they had this, did a little more research, especially on J.D. Vance. He want that goddamn land. He want their land. That's my opinion. But if they had took the time and did some research, I think they wouldn't have voted Trump. But that's my opinion. Oh well. They lose the land, they lose their land.
You're one of these farmers out here and you're losing your farm, or you're close to it, and you're wondering why all the liberals don't care and why we're being cruel. Because we begged you to care. We begged you to vote for the person who was going to help you. And instead you voted for the one guy who did not care for you at all. Boo-boo. He bankrupted a casino. The hell you think he's going to do with your farm? Like I said, you enjoy your misery. You enjoy losing your house and your farm. We told you. We told you what was going to happen. So don't come over here crying. I do not care. I don't care. Listen, I'll go outside and eat the bark off of a tree before I will ever care about you or any MAGA or any conservative Republicans ever again.
Wait a minute. So farmers are suing Trump because they want their stimulus checks back. Oh, no. Y'all voted for this, remember? Elections have consequences, baby. So here's the tea. Joe Biden and Congress put grants together to give money to farmers. Trump gets in and what does he do? Cuts contracts, snatches the money, and leaves the farmers high and dry. But now the same folks who cheered him on are like, we want our money. Now let's connect the dots real quick on something. For decades, farmers have been living on government handouts, billions in subsidies to keep their farms afloat. While some of those same farmers turn around and point their fingers at families on food stamps. And they have the nerve to call them welfare queens. Nah, let's call it what it is. The biggest welfare queens in American society are wearing overalls, not wigs and heels. And here's the irony. Farmers love to preach about pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. Well, guess what, farmers? Take your own advice. If you can't sustain your farm without taxpayer bailouts, maybe farming ain't your ministry, boo. Because my tax dollars and your tax dollars shouldn't be propping up businesses that can't sustain on their own. So no, farmers shouldn't get a dime. Elections have consequences and farmers are finally feeling it. What do you think? So should we keep footing the bill for people who keep vilifying other people who depend on assistance? Or is it finally time that farmers actually live by their own rules? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I want to hear if y'all truly are done funding America's real welfare queen.
Guys, welcome back once again to my YouTube channel. I'm B-Boy. I really hope wherever you are, you're doing fine. Okay guys, in today's clip, I just want you to watch this clip of whereby white MAGA farmers that really came out in large number and they're really complaining of how they're losing their farms, so how they're going bankrupt, and they feel like President Donald Trump just betrayed them. Kindly watch this clip till the end and then I will be back with more comments.
And to that farmer who lost his entire hayfield to all those cars parking on during that homecoming, sir, you are better than me. Because if that was me, I would have called every single tow truck service in the state. Come get these motherfuckers right now, all right? I would have been on the phone snitching to every single tow truck service. Like, if you looking for your best payday right now, come on down. I got a gold mine. I got a honey hole. I got about 80 cars lined up on my lot. I don't care if you take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on down. Send every single truck you got. come get their ass. You done ruined my whole entire hayfield. And y'all bet not even get on my post talking about it's just a hayfield, da 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 da. If you say that, I know right now you don't have no animals and you not from the country. You ain't never dealt with a farmer a day in your life. He already said that the hay was for the cattle, especially coming up in these winter months. If you don't know what hay to cattle means, then you don't know what gas to car means. Exactly. All you need to know is that a parked car in a hayfield equals contamination, oil, debris, etc. That's all you need to know. Means that entire field is ruined. 1 car, 2 cars, 80 cars. He had 100-something cars in that lot. That whole field is gone. All right. Well, would it cost him maybe a few thousand to cultivate, cut, dry out for the winter months? Now it will cost him tens of thousands because now he got to go buy something when he didn't have to. First off, y'all was trespassing. Y'all shouldn't even been on that field. I get it. There was no signs, but there ain't no signs in the country. It's just common knowledge and understanding. And don't even say, well, he should have came out there and stopped. By the time he probably found out, it was too late. How was he supposed to know there was going to be a party going on right down the road? The field was already ruined. Like I said, 1 car or 2 cars, the field is gone. The minute you drive on it and park, cut the engine off, and that car starts to leak oil, contaminated. It goes for every single thing. Housing developments, new construction. The field has to be cleared by somebody, and it's usually like 5 or 6 years. Y'all learn a few. Just a hayfield, da 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 da. If you say that, I know right now you don't have no animals and you not from the country. You ain't never dealt with a farmer a day in your life. He already said that the hay was for the cattle, especially coming up in these winter months. If you don't know what hay to cattle means, then you don't know what gas to car means. Exactly. All you need to know is that a parked car in a hayfield equals contamination, oil, debris, etc. That's all you need to know. Means that entire field is ruined. 1 car, 2 cars, 80 cars. He had 100-something cars in that lot. That whole field is gone. All right. Well, would it cost him maybe a few thousand to cultivate, cut, dry out for the winter months? Now
I just seen a guy come from Twitter and say that the white farmers was upset because they thought that the black people was gonna be out there in the fields. You better get your mom, your daddy, your auntie, your brother, your sister, your uncle, whoever the fuck else, because black people are not fucking coming out there. Are y'all fuck?
Y'all seen our farmer on here begging for us to help him because he about to lose his goddamn farm because of Trumpy Dumpy. But the person or the people who was in office, the ones who gave him that funds to get the goddamn farm and all that for so he can afford it, you voted against him. Now you tell me something. It's not supposed to be us against them, like the people against the people. It's supposed to be us against those corrupt people because both sides corrupt. You voted for him, sir. Now you want us to help you? See, y'all didn't think that none of the shit that Trump was saying was going to affect y'all. But now that it do, now you want everybody to unite. Sir, that is not our problem. You can kiss that old McDonald farm goodbye. Because they was tearing you up in them comments, rightfully.
American workers and American taxpayers have been taken advantage of for multi-generation, for decades. And it's time for somebody to stand up and put us first and put the country first and do what's best for the country, not what's best for the politicians.
Even if you as a farmer suffer.
That's right.
I mean, some people would hear that and be quite surprised that you're prepared to put your livelihood, your family's livelihood, on the line for the sake of politics.
Well, that's my duty as for being the head of my household. I've got to do what I got to do, what's going to be better for the future, better for the kids. It's not about today, it's about the long term. The long game is where the rewards are going to be.
But don't the price of tariffs and what happens in commodity markets like soybean, doesn't that affect you in the short term and affect your ability to provide for your family?
Look, tariffs will probably have a detrimental effect on soybean price in the near future. In the long term, it'll probably work out. I'm a farmer. I deal with bad weather. I deal with dry weather. I deal with torrential rains. We deal with hurricanes. What's a tariff going to do? You know, I got to raise a crop. If I was worried, I'd stay home and not raise a crop. If I was worried about it, I still got to get out there and raise my crop to to get the price. If you don't get the yield, it doesn't make any difference. You know, I got to deal with all these other things. What's a tariff? I can't control that, so it is what it is.
I actually agree with a lot of what he said there, even though he's a little misconstrued. All the stuff he said at the beginning, I agreed with. But then he said, but when it comes to tariffs, I can't control that. Well, you could if you voted differently. And you said that you have to worry about weather and floods and this and that, but you have crop insurance for that. You don't have tariff insurance. And it might be bad in the short term, but it'll probably work out. You're working on probability, just probably. Is that how farming works now? It'll probably be okay. I don't know farmers that deal like that. I really don't. And I've worked with tons of farmers over the years. I know a lot about farming. I know a lot about farmers. Most are generally good people, even if they vote like shit. They vote against their own interests constantly because they believe the lies that they're told. They believe the nonsense the Republicans told them and tell them. It's amazing considering that the Democratic Party, also known as the DFL, the Democrat Farm Labor Party, was started basically by farmers. And they've all strayed away from it because of feelings and hatred. That's it. That's what they voted for. Feelings and hatred. And your soybeans, yeah, it might not be good for now, but it might be okay probably in the future. Well, you think those soybean markets are going to come back to you? It sounds like you're kind of waiting for a handout. It sounds like you're waiting for your handout because you've gotten accustomed to it. You've been accustomed to the hands across America to support the farmers constantly. Farm aid and this aid and that aid for the farmers and bailouts and helping them from this and that. They're used to the money. They're used to having their hand out now as they complain about people with their hand out. Yeah. They're going to pay for this, and it's going to cost them dearly. And why would China just suddenly decide to come back unless it's so good? The deal that Donnie gives is so good that it just totally crushes the farmers. But he doesn't care because he's not going to be around, and he knows it.
In today's episode of Teaching White People Their History, I love comments like this. In today's white history class, I wanted to tell my students today about white fatigue, white supremacy, white power. In the year of 2060, it will no longer exist. Please surrender your white card. We're going to give you a new card. You will no longer be called Caucasian. You will have a new identity. You have a new heart. We will put a new heart in you. Okay, you have a new brain. We will instill happiness. Fruitopia is what you will get. We may, if we're nice, give you some extra minerals so that you can contribute to society in the correct way when you pass away. You just burned it down. You brought the drugs in and you burnt down black success.
So I just posted this video about the video is called Old Mac MAGA Lost His Farm. I didn't even put the E-I-E-I-O in there. But in all essence, Brendo_Licious, he basically breaks down how Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, signed that Inflation Act to provide $19 billion in funding to reduce the inflation for U.S. to give that money to farmers so they can farm. Well, with the spending cuts, this particular farmer who voted for Trump basically is about to lose his farm because his government assistance got cut. But maybe he's one of the ones that saying people need to work hard and pull themselves up by their bootstraps, which y'all tell me all the time, and stop being a freeloader. And but he's losing his farm. But the farmers who are injected antibiotics in the chickens and stuff, they got their funding. But like the small farmers who do the organic farming, the food that keeps us safe, yeah, they lost their funding. But you know what? Don't take it from me. Go watch that video. It's right behind this one. And I tell you, I was quite entertained. He schooled everybody. But if you don't get it, you never will.
Boy, them farmers, they are really complaining. And I'm going to report every bit of it. You know why? Because our black farmers wasn't getting anything. And yet our black farmers had to struggle. Now, this farmer is going to be out of Iowa. Now, his congressman is there at a town hall. And I want you to watch exactly what he says to this congressman about the tariffs and what he says about Trump. Let's check. Now, it was interesting to me that he said that he had about 3,500 acres of land, ladies and gentlemen. My question is, where do you get all that land from? That is a lot of land, right? Because I know good and well you didn't really purchase it because you came here to this country and it was somebody else's land. You know what I'm saying? But that's beside the point. He mentioned in 1986 or so, he spent $30 to plant something. Man, the 80s is gone, bro. Them days is not coming back, unfortunately, because if the 80s were here, man, we would be saving so much money. You know, I sometimes watch them videos showing the prices from the 90s and the 80s, and I remember all these prices too. I was like, man, boy, we had them prices again. Anyway, so the majority of the farmers went, like we said from last night, from $12 billion to zero, right? Now they're having to pay a bunch of, basically an extra tax on top of that with the tariffs. See, they're starting to suffer financially under Trump. They're suffering big time. And on top of that, they thought that, well, we don't care about the mass deportations because the unemployment for black people, this is what they thought. Black people unemployment is so high because they only live in a bubble where they listen to, like Fox News or places like that, right? They don't actually get in real facts and understand that as black people, we are doing good. We are lawyers. We are doctors. We're engineers. We're entrepreneurs. We're athletes. We're musicians. We're podcasters. We're all kind of things in society, right? Law enforcement. We do all kind of things. We're not sitting around just hoping that they hire us for some low income job. I was talking to brothers and sisters today that all of them, you know, a lot of them college educated, professional jobs. Just talking to them, black people, right here. You know what I'm saying? We done our time with that long time ago. Y'all got that labor for free. Them days are done. If we gonna work like that, we gonna do it for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We work on our own farm like that, but working for y'all? No. So they got rid of the illegal immigrants working on their farm.
Hello guys, welcome back once again to YouTube channel. I really hope you are doing fine wherever you are. Okay guys, in today's clip is all about how a lot of MAGA supporters, especially white folks, they are so much confused. They're so furious that black people ain't complaining about anything. They ain't complaining about this current economy to an extent whereby they are threatening even other maybe black farmers. They can maybe ban the farms simply because they haven't seen any black person coming out and maybe complaining about the new economy. They haven't seen any black person coming out and complaining of how life has been difficult. They just want all those people to be equal. Whenever the white folks are complaining, they also want black people to complain. But what I really know, or what I really understand about our black brothers or our black folks, is that black people that have been through this new administration ain't nothing to them, because black people that have been through this for a very long period of time. They have been going through a lot of suffering during the early slave trade. They usually know, or they know how to thrive during the hard times. And this is the reason why maybe white folks are so much worried and confused. Why are black people ain't complaining? Because we have all seen how there's a lot of white folks maybe creating videos online telling people of how life has been really changed, regretting their votes, regretting for choosing or maybe voting for this new admission. But one thing we really know is that these people, when they were voting, first of all, they voted out of hatred. Second of all, they voted out of racism. And another thing, they voted against their own interest. They voted to punish other people. They voted to punish the immigrants. They voted to punish the black folks. But right now we have seen who is Kama. Kama, it has just turned on them, because whenever you vote maybe to punish, or whenever you do a bad thing to punish your own brother and sister, it surely turns back on you. Because right now, as these people go to maybe buy products or buy anything in the supermarket, whatever price they are buying it with it, it's the same price black folks will buy with it. It's the same price the migrant, the Latino will buy with it. So this really shows that you should never maybe vote to punish your own brothers and sisters. You should never vote maybe to make other people feel bad, because we all know these people voted to punish black people. And one thing is that black people really want these people, but they didn't listen. Black people told them that this new admission won't favor them, but they didn't listen. Come to like white MAGA farmers, those farmers that are living in America, especially soybeans farmers. They have really came out in large number. They are crying out for help of how they are going bankrupt, of how they are losing their farms, simply because they really wanted ahead and they were convinced to vote for the position of immigrant. Right now, they're the same people who are really suffering because there's no anyone to pick crops in their farm. Those crops are rotting their farms. There's no one, anyone to pick them. Come to Trump tariffs. Trump tariffs has really affected a lot of people. The old farmers that are living in America, cattle farmers, ranchers, that are being affected because right now, America, they are importing beef from Argentina. Come to soybeans farmers. There's the deal American government want to give Brazil. These people, they are just going through a lot. Imagine right now in America, there's no health care. The health care have been cut. No food stamps. No money. These people have really come out in large number and they're really crying out for help. They are regretting why they voted for this, but black people, they have just sat there and they are telling them, we really warned you, but you didn't listen to us. We told you and we warned you what was coming, but you didn't listen to us. Because you do remember very well, when the last time these MAGA supporters voted for President Trump, almost like 1,000 to 1,200 farmers really lost their farms. They went bankrupt. But right now, they really wanted ahead and they voted for this new administration. They really wanted ahead and they voted for the same man. Right now, they're the same people who are really complaining of how life has been difficult. And they are saying that right now in America, America is only for billionaires and millionaires. If you don't have money, you can't survive in America. Simply because the cost of living has really risen up to an extent whereby these people even can't afford basic needs. They don't have money to afford basic needs for themselves. We've all seen how those women who are really crying out because of the food stamp cuts. We've all seen how they have really come out in large numbers saying that there's no way they will survive because this food stamp was really helping them a lot. And the same people are the same people who really come out in large numbers that saying that the black people are the most people, or the large number of black people are the ones who are depending on food stamp. But reality really came and hit them hard because we saw that like almost 70% of white people are the ones who are depending on food stamp. This really shows that these people, anything that's really associated with maybe good or bad thing in America, they usually blame it on black people. Especially those bad things, they usually blame them on black people. Black people, they're the ones who usually do bad things when you come to this Western country. So guys, we're just here to learn. This video is just for educational purpose, and all credits just goes to reason creator of those videos that we have all watched and seen, because these people, they are really telling the world of what they are really going through. They are really telling the world what's really happening in America. And maybe it's true because these people are really going through a lot. And my black brothers, continue struggling, continue surviving, and to all those people who are living in America, just continue to survive, because we really hope things will be better again, because American dream right now is normal, because a lot of people really admire to go America, but right now American dream is normal. So we really hope things will be better. Maybe President Trump will fix things and America will be greater once again. So guys, if it was the first time I come across my video, don't forget to like this video, subscribe and share. Thank you so much for your time. May God bless you whenever you are. One love.